Good morning. It's me, Pearl. My hair is crazy. I should have showered and done my hair washing today, and instead I just have this incredible rat's nest for you. Welcome. Um, I'm tired. I'm annoyed because my voice is too rough to go to the studio today like I was supposed to do, but everything happens for a reason. So I guess we'll find out what that reason is. All right, this is Tuned In Tarot. I am Pearl from Pearl and the Prayers, and we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine, as demonstrated by the car engine and revving energy. So, the divine masculine and the divine feminine inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see this reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want to see things change around us, then we have to see things change. We have to see other possibilities. We have to think new thoughts. We have to make new beliefs and shift within ourselves and find our shadows and figure out how to use them to our advantage and all that good stuff. And that's what we're doing today with our obstacles removed spread. So you can figure out exactly how to shift yourself into alignment and enjoy yourself while you're on the planet that you chose to come to. Okay, I'm really punchy today. I had fun yesterday. My friend came over and we had some mushrooms for dinner, and it was a lovely evening. And we also got vegan pizza that was actually good. So it was good. It was fun. And I'm still feeling like tired. And also, my air mattress decided last night that it was just going to start dying. So I have to figure out a mattress today. And I keep just getting air mattresses because I want to move and I don't want to have to move a mattress. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get a mattress because the second I fucking get a mattress, I'm going to move. It's like, that's what's going to happen. It's going to be the magical thing because then I'll be like, great, now I have to move this mattress. So I'm going to get one probably today somehow. Okay. So today we are going to look at these obstacles from the feminine and masculine sides of self. And your person that you might be here trying to get information on, I see you, is a combination of both of those things. So don't be like, oh, I'm only going to listen to the gender of the side that I know, because it's not gender, it's energy. And your person has feminine energy and masculine energy. And if they don't have a balance of it, then you probably shouldn't be with that person because unfortunately they are pretty distorted and unlikely not a very good candidate. Okay, you come here with something that you want. And you could just lightly envision that now if you want to. There's a reason that you came to the video. Like, most people have no communication from someone, or they're not seeing any movement towards their career, or they've wanted something for a really long time and they can't figure out why, and so they're coming here to try to get answers so that they can have that thing. So whatever that thing is, that is what your ego is desiring, and some aspect of that desire is pulling you where you need to go, but that's what you think you need. This is what you actually need. So when you leave today, the messages from today's reading should help you to have mastery over blocking and unblocking, because this is the 5 of Wands. And you can see here that these 4 wands, which represent relationship stability, healthy communication, celebration, fun, marriage, those 4 wands are being posed by this one wand here. And I'm thinking that this is selfishness. I don't usually associate selfishness with the 5 of Wands, but the message that I'm getting today is that holding on to one desire, like this Ace of Wands, whatever this is, opposes the stability within you. And good morning, if you leave today with anything, it should be that with anything that will really, really help you to achieve what you need. It's to break through this internal struggle, which comes from holding on to one desire that is in direct opposition to your harmony. So it causes disharmony to hold yourself in a position in some way. That's the feeling I'm getting from this card. And of course, we're dealing with obstacles. So if you came here, if your desire was, you saw the title of the reading and you're like, I want to remove obstacles, well, you're in luck because you need to. This card is telling me, like, right now, both the masculine and feminine sides of self are holding on to one desire. There's two snakes coming from the central, like the head of this wand here. And so, of course, I'm thinking of the two, like the soulmate twin flame type thing, of course. And their heads are looking away from each other. You can't really see because my camera is a trash camera, but they're the look even on the faces of the snakes, it kind of looks like they're sort of side-eyeing, like looking back towards the other snake, but turning their head away. So both masculine and feminine right now are holding on to something and turned away from each other while they're struggling internally with this. Okay, let's help them. Let's start with the divine masculine energy. We're going to look first at the general energy surrounding where he is blocked. I will tell you that the feminine had a little bit of overfeeling, but was otherwise doing well in the headspace. The masculine, it was a lot of overfeeling, and a little bit of overthinking, but a lot is going on for the masculine energy right now. In the head space, I'm using the Housewives Tarot, and in the heart space, I am using the Rachel True Heart Intuitive Tarot. The Seven of Cups in reverse in the head space, and the King of Cups. And it's an image with two cups, which is unusual. One hand he holds up here, and there's this protective energy surrounding it, and the other's down here, lower. Usual. One hand he holds up here, and there's this. What is happening? Okay, that was trippy. I put the link to the live feed on my Instagram, and it must have just like started playing. Hi, Ian. Weird. Okay, so the general energy surrounding where this masculine is blocked has to do with the divine feminine being a choice that he wants to make. He wants to choose this divine feminine. But he's keeping that option up here, and it's protected, right? He's like protecting this while dealing with something pretty heavy, emotionally overwhelming here. And of course, there's no communication about it because this king does not say anything. He's the strong, silent type. And so he's not telling her that he wants to choose her. That's where he's blocked. He's not telling her this. And he's doing it to protect her somehow while he's handling his heavy emotions. So maybe he's feeling sad or depressed or, a lot of. He could have just chosen to let go of other options that he had. And if he let go of someone else or something else, he could just be feeling sort of the weight of this decision, or dealing with the emotional fallout from it. So he's feeling like he wants to do everything he can to protect his love for the feminine energy that he is wanting to choose, but he feels like he can't tell her this. Oh my God, I covered everything up over here. What the hell did I do? Okay, hang on. I know this spread pretty well now, but sometimes I mess up the positions and occasionally and I want to get it right. Okay. So, okay. Rude. This is the actual obstacle. We have the 9 of Wands in reverse in the headspace and the 5 of Pentacles in reverse in the heart space. Okay. Divine Feminine has been climbing a ladder. She's been up leveling, like cleaning up messes, fixing wounds, things like this. And the healing that she's done while she was isolated has allowed her to come out. And now she's no longer in isolation. She's no longer alone. And she's risen above the messy stuff that came from this poverty consciousness that she cleaned up in herself. And because of this, she's no longer accepting meager breadcrumbs and just watching one another from out, because this card has people outside and you see this window normally. And there's it's like the beggar card. They're like leaning on one another, but they're not in any condition to help one another. And there's a sanctuary behind them, and it's winter and it's cold. And they try to fill the void by watching one another. But now that Divine Feminine has cleaned up the wounds inside of her, she's cleaned up the karma that's there, and she's leaving behind the messiness and not staying in the cold anymore. So she's either no longer accessible, like the masculine can't see her anymore, or she's not looking at him. She's keeping him out in the cold, and it's because she's risen above the situation that they've been in. And so this makes the masculine feel blocked, because Divine Feminine has cleaned up her issues with abundance and poverty consciousness. And so the masculine is maybe really not sure how to either do this within himself, or he's feeling something about this void here, this absence of the feminine. And for him, it's resisting. Okay. I'm like, wow, this is a lot for this block. But so everything I just said about the feminine is what has happened. The feminine has done this. The masculine has not. That's why these are in reverse. He has resisted the elevating himself to the level of the feminine. And so he can't see her anymore. She's literally been like, you can't look at me anymore. Either she's blocked him or, made her accounts private or stopped posting on social media because she was only doing that before for his benefit, or he can no longer fill this void in himself with the feminine's ability to heal him. So this is definitely a block for him because he's not able to address these wounds of lack inside of himself. And he couldn't do it while the feminine was trying to clean his mess up for him. He was just letting her do it. And he's got to do it on his own, and he's resisting that. Okay. Where did this block originate? I can't fucking make it up. The 2 of Cups in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse. So likely past long-term commitment ending. So this could be the relationship between the divine masculine and feminine. not like being taken off the table. But for me, this is something about rigid and non-traditional relationships. So this masculine, I think this is going back to childhood actually, because I'm feeling a limiting belief coming from the Hierophant. This is a warning signal for me, like uh, a warning. So something caution, something happening, something bad, and something that had to do with relationships in his youth. And then we're getting this Princess or Page of Wands card in the heart space. So the masculine, I think, has started to see a new, like, he started to, something about this flame has burned away some of the old beliefs he had about it. Maybe this is somebody who was like um wanted an open relationship or was into polyamory or um was trying to make that work somehow, or had lived a life where people lived this way, like people around him, his family, um or in the environment that he works or lives in, he's encouraged to act non-traditionally. And he started to get this inspiration that came from the divine feminine, that something about these beliefs was like preventing him from actually having connection. It was like all of this could also just be like a sexual addiction, something that was he was in bondage to, which is more normally associated with the devil card. But this Hierophant in reverse for me is really about something. It's like about a commitment or not a commitment. And this can also be that too, like just not being able to make a commitment, or feeling like he couldn't make a commitment to the divine feminine because he was too immature, he hadn't grown up enough. All of those layers are here. How is this currently manifesting in the 3D? So how's the block currently manifesting? The Ten of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So exactly, divine masculine is feeling like his desires are stuck. Like he has, like, he's pinned down. He he's he wants to end the separation, um, and he's feeling stuck from this block, from this inability to address his underlying issues. There's the real fire. There's real fear of being burned, getting burned by the feminine energy, or he has been burned um, by her. But he strongly desires to end this separation. This could also suggest that what's currently manifesting, because he's not healing these wounds of poverty consciousness and lack consciousness, lack of love, lack of affection, that he could actually be still engaging in acts of betrayal. Like he's just fulfilling his sexual desires, which is causing this betrayal situation and keeping them stuck. And um, it's like him that is putting these pins in this cushion through this unbridled sexual energy. What will help remove this block? The Seven of Pentacles, the Princess of Swords in reverse in the heart space, and the King of Wands in the heart space. So, taking care of himself. The divine feminine has nurtured, watered, devoted herself to this connection. She has cared for it and created this beautiful, abundant garden for the masculine to enjoy. And he needs to harvest the fruits that the divine feminine has tended to. And he has to release his fears about communicating the truth, even though he doesn't know how to take action. He just sort of has to patiently surrender the ideas about himself that he's not going to be able to communicate in a mature fashion, or I also feel that he's got to stop trying to see how to take the action. It's got to be a lot more just impulsive. The King of Wands, he's visionary and pioneering, and he just does something that no one's ever done before. So he's got to stop trying to figure out how to learn how to do it. There's no more learn. It's kind of like, you want to do a business. There's some small business that you've been thinking of. There's some idea that you have, and you're like, I need more school. I need to take another course. I need to work at another bridge job until I can figure this out. I need this, I need that. And it's just ways of keeping you from actually doing the thing. This is what masculine has got to stop doing. You don't need to get a PhD in healing your wounds to heal your wounds. You just need to do it. The same way that divine feminine has tended to her garden, you have to tend to yours with patience and love and care and faith that it will grow into an abundant material prosperity. Who or what should I release from my past to move on? The Six of Wands in reverse and the Magician in reverse. I'm very interested in the fact that this energy is a feminine. I do feel there's a manipulative and controlling feminine energy from his childhood that has permeated throughout his life, and he has seen this reflected in many relationships. I feel like there is some limiting belief system because of that Hierophant that appears above here. Something that offered an explanation for creation, the cosmos, powers, magic powers. But it was a rigid system, and it's secretive, like it's not out in the open. And divine masculine has been manipulating the feminine because of a feminine energy that's manipulating him by threatening to expose him. He needs to release this feminine, risking exposure, because it's his karmic mess, and he will have to, if he doesn't release this energy, he will just remain under this spell of, if I do this, it will be revealed. Yes, it will. And then you will be free. Because for as long as you live a lie, as long as you live in secrets, you are a prisoner. What can I learn from this current pause? The Six of Pentacles. The Page or the Princess of Pentacles in reverse, and the Prince or the Knight of Swords. So there's development coming from the Page of Swords in reverse to the Knight of Swords, maturing into our integrity. The Six of Pentacles upright in this deck is showing a little devilish child who's eager to receive treats. But behind him are these ghosts, the ghost of his past, his, ability to ghost, to shroud intentions or have intentions hidden. And this is a card about reciprocating and being generous and benevolent, offering something to someone who has less than you because you've received abundance from the universe. So divine masculine is learning how childish he has been in the past, how, remaining hidden and secretive and tricky, when he was trying to reciprocate, has really prevented him from truly being able to make any serious gestures towards this feminine energy. And so his heart is feeling, he's being very honest with himself. Like, this is what he learns in this pause. He's being very honest with himself and seeing how he has affected the divine feminine, how he has made her reluctant to consider his offer because she questions his integrity and his loyalty. He breadcrumbed her while she was giving him, homemade baked goods. He was giving her breadcrumbs from the scraps of other feminines' tables. And so he's learning. It's very hard. It's very difficult to be honest with himself, but he's learning how he behaved this way and how damaging it has been to his ability to be able to, get that feminine energy to strongly consider him as an option. Now she's kind of like, I don't know. What can I look forward to once the obstacle is removed? The world, the end of this struggle with this Medusa-like energy. And guess what we thought we needed, or what we actually needed? The Five of Wands. We need to end the struggle. Divine masculine can no longer selfishly hold on to this situation that he's in with all these entanglements, because of his fear that the feminine, whatever energy it is, whether it's the divine feminine or just, another feminine energy within his life, has turned him to stone. Like, it will end this. I feel the maternal energy, or some caregiver, or some feminine in a position of authority that most likely violated this masculine, I feel, in some way, crossed boundaries, there's even a sexual energy coming from, because the Ace of Wands is a sexual energy, and the Ace is the block here, and it's the obstacle in this card. And it could just be that he didn't learn to communicate. He was emotionally stunted. Like, the feminine within him was turned to stone. He couldn't feel anymore from whatever happened to him. So that's gonna end. Once he removes this block, once he actually stops resisting healing these abandonment wounds, these fears of being left out in the cold, the fears of lack, then he will no longer be blocked by this emotional underdevelopment. All right, that's a tough one, masculine. Let's go look at the feminine. Honestly, that Five of Wands is not a surprise today, because the divine feminine is really upset right now. The general energy is the Lord of Sorrow. So the Three of Swords, this is a Saturn in Libra card, and Saturn is a big problem of a planet. It causes a lot of upheaval because it has to remove really powerful karmic things from your life. And the Libra energy here, the justice energy, it's also coming out with the Cancer energy of the Chariot. So we're looking at something having to do with home and safety, and this card being associated with balancing of two parts of self, so the soulmate and twin flame energy. And so divine feminist, thinking about the third parties, she's feeling sorrow about it. It's hard for her to forget it. It's on her mind. She feels like they look at those two snakes that we got the snakes that were in this card, the snakes that were looking away from each other, and now we have these two snakes looking right at each other. So it's like once this obstacle is removed, you can go full speed ahead towards this unity, towards this agreement to surrender control to that divine force that's drawing you, pulling you forward. So I guess this could be that divine feminine has had to move on, right? There's a moving on energy of the Chariot because of the truth about the injustice really that existed, the imbalance that existed. In order for her to be in balance, she had to give up. And this has made her feel sorry and sad, because she didn't want to have to do that. It was heartbreaking. At the same time, though, it's a beautiful energy because by doing this, she really is healing, and by surrendering to that heartbreak and allowing the separation to be as it is, and saying basically to this higher power, like, you enact justice, I give you the reins, you balance the scales here. I'm not going to try to control that anymore. So divine feminine's actual block is the daughter of the Lord of Truth, justice, and strength. Now, in this card, there is the normal like cat energy, but then right here we see two parts of a broken chain. So this beast is getting in between this connection. It's breaking up this connection. And all around there are other flowers. There's 3 other flowers. And again, the Libra energy, the implication of karmic lessons, karmic cycles, the balancing of twin flame energy, again with the Chariot here. And when I say twin flame, I'm truly talking about the energy, not just about like a person that is a twin, but the energy of a twin inside of a person who has those elements inside of self-balanced. So divine feminine is blocked by her ego that is being really ferocious right now and standing between the ability to truly connect because of experiences that she's had where she's had the truth, where she's seen the truth, and she's being very logical head and heart, but it is blocking her. There's pride also. Her pride, she's been disrespected in some way, and so her pride is also blocking her from seeing any possibility for this connection to be repaired. And it looks like there's jealousy because of these other offers that are there. Or maybe because she's upset about a broken connection, she's now considering these other options. And that's potentially like bringing in more karmic lessons for her. And so she might be afraid, like she's afraid to cause heartbreak or sorrow to herself by moving into a new connection of some kind. And she keeps going back and forth in her headspace, like, should I have repaired the connection, or is my ego blocking me from that? Or was my ego blocking me from seeing this other connection, seeing the truth about this other connection, which is truly a soulmate? And so there's a lot of that going on right now. Wow, I'm feeling the heaviness of this energy. It's really, really heavy. Not dark, just weighty. And my cards are spinning around here. Okay, so where did this block originate for Divine Feminine? Just checking out this card here. So the Queen of Pentacles upright and the Page of Swords in reverse. So there's something about no longer looking for information. It's like, I can't quite articulate, because Divine Masculine also had that Page of Swords in reverse too, for what would actually help the connection. So like if Divine Feminine couldn't see or wasn't seeing him in some way, and Divine Feminine's block is that she thinks of herself as worthy to be a wife and a mother to, and she's independent. She does her own thing. And because she sees herself this way, she is not wanting to seek out or be curious about or look at the masculine energy right now. She's not trying to get, she's not trying to communicate with the masculine. She doesn't want to see what she saw before. She's afraid. She doesn't have the courage to really look. I think she's afraid she's going to see his other feminine energy or something. And so her inability to see, also not being able to like have a new idea about him, like that he's going to be able to be brave, that he's going to be able to choose her. So there's something about that. This is a tough one today. It's like very sludgy energy. Like I feel like I'm walking through a swamp to try to translate all of this. My God, we keep getting repeat cards. Okay, how is this block currently manifesting in the 3D? Interesting. The Six of Wands, the Lord of Victory. This is success. And the Three of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, well, Divine Feminine, because she's really refusing to look at that connection and try to repair it, she's actually starting to be able to have some public recognition and some acknowledgement for her success, for being successful at being able to do this. She's starting, it's actually, it's funny. It's helping. It's causing her to have faith and be patient about her material happiness. She can see now, because she's not looking, because she's not looking at the masculine, and she's not trying to see him or trying to see this other karmic partner that she's jealous of or something, or that she's, you know, it's kind of like I feel this energy of being like, are you fucking serious? There's someone else? Okay. Well, enjoy that. Go ahead. I'm not looking for you to come get me. I'm fine on my own right now. And because of that, she can start to see how she can create her own success. It's like allowed her to stop waiting for the masculine to come and make and be like, this is my girlfriend or whatever the hell, or my wife or whatever. And I love her and she's amazing and I'm so proud of her. And all these things that she thought she needed, she's like, oh, I can give that to myself. And I'm actually quite successful at that. And I'm going to see a big return on this investment that I've made in myself. So it's actually a positive outcome for this block, which isn't always, sometimes we view like, oh, we're blocked and things aren't moving. And it's like, yeah, well, sometimes the hidden assistance is your block because it's keeping you from repairing the connection, a connection that is still requiring the masculine to do work. And rather than go and over mother the masculine with a distorted feminine energy, you focused on yourself. So the block is originating from you being like, I'm just going to focus on myself. And that is great. Your block is causing you to experience success. What a different way of looking at an obstacle. What will help remove it? The Eight of Cups and the Knight of Swords. Jeez, all the cards that are the same. The Knight of Swords in reverse. So this is, you will no longer have these multiple, like the ego not being sure about which option to choose. Is one a karmic? Is one a soulmate? Is one a twin? Is, you know, like, how do I choose any of these individuals? I don't even know what it should look like because I've been in this back and forth energy for so long that now that I've released the reins and I'm allowing the the divine to drive the chariot, like, I don't even know what to do. And it's like, if you just choose to walk towards your higher power and release this energy of the masculine that is untrustworthy, so walk away from the individual that is untrustworthy. And you know who that individual is. Walk away from that individual. Withholding communication forever is emotionally abusive. It's emotionally and verbally abusive. Non-verbally abusive. And divine feminine, remember the struggle is holding on to some desire. So whatever individual in your life you have a hard time being honest with yourself about, that person that is untrustworthy, that is who you should walk away from. That's how you will remove this block of being, you know, stuck on a karmic or not sure how to decide. Excuse me. What can I learn from this? Or no. Who or what should I release from my past to move on? Oh my God. We've got the Knight of Cups, the Lord of Waves and Waters, and the King of Wands in reverse. You need to move on from any masculine energy that does not take action to express their feelings or emotions. The same person that does not take action to communicate. Whichever individual does not communicate with you, you must walk away from. If there is no communication, there is no relationship. Communication is, it does Instagram stories and, you know, songs that they post in their stories and, you know, like veiled messages, even telepathic communication is not direct communication. It is not action to express love. Also, if a person is communicating with you, but they are not communicating their feelings of love, if they are not taking action to speak love, like if they are being considerate of you and kind to you, but they still aren't saying, you know, hey, I have feelings of love for you, walk away. And you're like, oh, but I don't want to, you know, like I kind of run away from opportunities and I don't want to. No. You're not going to need to, if you're walking away from somebody who is saying, I love you, then you're walking away from somebody who is offering love. That's different. If you're walking away from somebody who's like, cool, great, sounds good. How you doing? I'm great. How are you doing? Chill. Things good for you? Yeah. What's going on? Silence. Oh, here, let me give you a paragraph of things I'm thinking. Silence. And you know, you could be like, well, maybe this person doesn't communicate by writing or texting. Okay, well, they could call you. Remember, 2022 is the year that we never, ever, ever, ever give our energy to someone who doesn't return it. If we start to feel that happening, we go, oh, I gotta pull that energy back. I got a lot of friends who give me love when I love them. My puppy gives me love when I love my puppy. So I don't need people in my life who don't reflect back to me. I think you also need to release this need for any masculine energy just to come and offer you love. There's just this need to have that happen and you just have to let it go. And I think that is what you're holding on to more than a person, more than an energy of a person, a single person, just needing them to say they love you so badly. The only reason that you would need that is because you have still unstable relationship foundations. You still seek love outside of self. You desire it more than being in union inside of self. So you will focus more on energy outside of self rather than focusing on yourself. Remember, the block originated from you choosing to focus on yourself. When you're trying to do that, you're feeling a bit uncertain about that. It's hard for you to communicate also right now. Okay, what can I learn from this current pause? The Knight of Wands and the Six of Swords. Run, don't walk. Just allow this energy, this passion for choosing yourself, to just go with this chariot's energy. Look at all this, these messages that are like, keep it pushing, divine feminine. Move on, move away from these karmic lessons. You have learned them. You have the strength to do this. Surrender the reins, surrender to the fire within you. Allow it to just carry you towards this new future. Transformation awaits. So embrace it and just let that passion just carry you away from these people that don't deserve the energy you're giving them. They're empty cups. What can I look forward to once the obstacle is removed? Oh my God. The Ace of Cups and the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands came up in my reading this morning, or I pulled from the Hermetic Tarot, and I got the Two of Wands, which I'd already pulled before, so I pulled a second card because I want to get a card I didn't get from the deck before. And I got the Ten of Wands. And the reading that I got from that today was actually one that, because the Ten of Wands is the Lord of Oppression. And my reading was very much that my masculine, a masculine person that I released or that I'm detaching from or, not prioritizing right now, that energy is very restless and aggressive and wants revenge and wants to put pressure on me to change my mind. And I have to look out for that. So the Two of Wands can be about dominion because it's about restlessness and dominion. And in this image, we have snake eyes again. The snakes have transformation of the snakes and the snake energy that's really been in this reading today. The Two of Wands can be about restlessness. Looks like taking a chance, right? It's like you're asking for something, and I'm getting, even though I look at this as a card of dominion, being bold, because the Smith Waite, there's like a world in his hand, but you're looking out and you have asked and you're waiting for it to come. So there's a restlessness there. You might be planning, you might be strategizing. That's how I usually look at that card. And I associate it with twin flame energy because of the Two Wands. But because of the imagery on this card, what I'm looking at is divine feminine giving someone a second chance, a new chance, a new opportunity to offer her something. So once divine feminine removes this unwillingness to heal a connection because of the third party energy that caused her to feel disrespected and, her pride, once that softens and she balances within herself the Mars and the Venus energy, the daughter of the Lord of Truth, when she sees the truth, she will likely give someone a second chance. So if there is someone that is, like I said, if there's someone who's not communicating at all, that's the person that needs to be walked away from. If the person that you're communicating to is being a little vague and not really saying something, that person also needs to be walked away from, because unless they're saying, hey, I love you, I want to be with you, then we're not putting energy into them. Then she has to walk away from that person. But she doesn't have to fear doing this, because what the universe is saying is, babe, when you walk away from that treatment, you learn the karmic lesson, which means you will have a masculine energy come in and sweep you off of your feet, but it will be on this next shore. And so one of those, if there might be three individuals, honestly. There might be two she's seen before and one she's never met, right? Here's this one behind her, never seen it. These are the two that we're talking about. So there's these three potential options that are around her, and either a new opportunity, her soulmate, will be able to come through, or a soulmate that she is not giving a chance because they have not met her needs. That person will get a second chance, but she has to walk away from anything that is not reciprocal. And I mean walk away. I don't mean be like, oh, I'll keep sending him messages now and again It's like, you don't have to be rude. If he sends you a message, you can respond, but don't initiate anything other than friendship. And it really has to be a motive of friendship. If you can't have friendship with that person, then don't communicate with them. If you can, I'm thinking of a person right now that I could have a friendship. I don't have to take it romantically, and I could still have a friendship, and I wouldn't be like, oh no. But if you can't do that, then don't initiate any contact at all. Just let them come to you, or not at all. And if you do that, then the right person can come to you. Okay, let's unblock the masculine here. We're going to open and close a door for the masculine. So the door that is closed right now for masculine energy is the 7 of Swords. And in this deck, they portray a feminine energy who is creating something, a masterpiece, and the doors are closed to her to be able to share this opportunity, is the message that I'm getting. So the masculine might feel that the feminine energy within himself has these ideas, has an idea of what she wants, but he doesn't know how to open the door to this. So this could be like masculine wants to be able to figure out how to have the second chance with the feminine, or how to find the feminine, or how to come to the feminine. Like right now, she's just an abstraction to him, and he wants to figure out, how do I get away with creating, actually being with this feminine that I'm imagining. And the way to open the door is the 10 of Pentacles, material happiness. And it's the one that has the 2 inner children playing together, having fun, having a good time in this tree house. So this is family. Trees for me are family. And the feminine and masculine, healed inner children, which means for me that he has to do the healing of family wounds. He has to rise above old wounds from the past that came from his family. Once he does this, he will start to see a strategy. It will come from a healed version of himself, a healed inner child. A truly healed inner child knows how to love, knows how to communicate love. So if he goes and does that work on his family, and he might have an actual physical family that needs healing or protection, or needs to be elevated from a situation, and taken somewhere to be protected, something like that. The message Divine Masculine is getting today from the Spirit Animal Oracle. So this is the guardian that will help him with unblocking and opening up these doors. And this is Bobcat Spirit, the protection message. It's the number 8 card, which strikes me as the infinity symbol. And it is, life is a mystery. Bobcat Spirit tells you this is not a time to reveal your deepest, most cherished dreams and desires to others, but rather a time to be quiet and gentle with yourself as truth begins to emerge in your awareness. Self-protection is called for, so be discerning, selective, and even secretive, revealing no more than is necessary. People have a way of imposing their opinions on you, so pay attention to whom you surround yourself with at this time. Be watchful and check your own motives as well as those of others as you keep your secrets to yourself for now, rather than expose them to those who may potentially misunderstand your intentions or may not be supportive. Let your logical mind take a rest as you start to perceive the energy of your environment. Bobcat Spirit wants you to be stealthy and wise and keep your own counsel. Let yourself be a mystery yet to be revealed. So right now, keep to yourself and don't talk to the people around you that are really not going to be supportive of what it is that you're trying to strategize. And just surrender to the path that will unfold. Through your instincts, you'll be able to find your way. Something you have to tap into the feminine energy inside of yourself to get creative. So you don't want to be so much up in the head space. Just embrace the mystery right now. You are good enough, divine masculine, and I'm going to give the deeper messages today. This is the full moon in Virgo. It's time to be really honest with yourself and understand what's led you to ask your question. Have you been humble to the point of being self-effacing? Humility is good, but it can go too far, and drawing this card suggests you may be underrating yourself. You don't have to be flash, just quietly certain that you are good enough. At the other end of the scale, you also need to honestly answer this question. Have you been too picky? The full moon in Virgo card needs some truthful answers. Once you've given them, it should be easier to see how you got where you are. Your next step should then be more obvious to you. Pay attention to the details. Hard work brings results. Find a balance between the cosmic and the mundane in your daily life. Worrying too much will attract more things to worry about. Have you been overly critical? An apology may be in order. Stop second guessing yourself. Raise your karma by doing something good for someone else. The full moon in Virgo is the time to declutter your life, your home, and your office. It's the time to sort what's good in your life from what's not serving you. It is also the time to clear out your energies via salt baths and meditations, and to practice getting more grounded by walking barefoot. No matter when you draw this card, it's a reminder that any time is a good time to start living a healthier life. This is your mantra for this week, Divine Masculine. I am trustful in my relationships. And there are two feminines here. So you need to tell the feminine that you do not want to be with, that you do not want to be with her anymore. And you need to tell the feminine that you want to be with, that you want to be with her. And you need to trust that these words, when you do finally speak them, which it was recommended that you not do this yet, but that when you are prepared to do it, that you trust that it will be the best thing for both of these feminines. The Page of Swords from the masculine perspective is coming here. And this is having courage, divine masculine, to see the truth, to tell the truth, and to start with a small communication, maybe something written, if that's easiest for you. And that's your theme for this week, is to really work on your courage and your curiosity, learn about how you can heal yourself, and be careful of obsessively watching the feminine. All right, divine feminine, let's heal you. Let's see. You need to open the door, I guess, because the door here is closed in this image for me. You need to open the door to, this is the world, to your whole world. There's something that you need to actually give birth to. So, and end a cycle of waiting for something to be born. And in order to do that, you need to work. This is the Eight of Pentacles. Look, this is somebody who clearly enjoys getting tattoos, and she's looking here at this tattoo artist who's making them. And there's a feeling I get that she wants to be doing this. But there is something, divine feminine, that has held you back from opening the door fully to doing the work. Like, I think it's really interesting that today I was supposed to record vocals, and I had been quarantined from being sick when I went out back like almost a month ago, and didn't get to go to any Christmas stuff and didn't get to do anything for people with Christmas at a time when I was feeling loss and grief. And my friend had a birthday party on Sunday, and I really wanted to go be with my friends because I didn't want to be alone and I didn't have COVID, so I wanted to go. And I knew that if I went, because every time I go out, that there is the potential that I can just get any sickness, not even just COVID, but because I'm quarantined so much and live alone and don't interact a lot with other people, my immune system is like, it's just not having to do any work. So I will get colds or whatever. And I thought to myself on Sunday, like, I have to record on Wednesday, like, I hope I'll be fine. And then I went to a party and it was outdoors, and then most of the people left and there was only a handful of us inside that had COVID negative tests and shit. So I felt, like it was intimate enough that it wasn't problematic to be there, but for my own health to drink, which I did do, and just be around the potential of getting any kind of cold. And then sure enough, I woke up today and my voice sounds like this and I can't sing. So I really considered on Sunday just being like, I think I should maybe stay home. But I had guilt about my friend. It was her birthday. She's had a tough couple of weeks too. And I was like, I kind of want to be there for my friend. But I didn't prioritize my baby. And I haven't wanted to even birth my baby lately. Like, I haven't wanted to do it. Like, when I couldn't sing today, I was like, I'm glad. I don't really want to do it today. I don't. And it's interesting because this is very telling to me that there is something that I want to make and I need to make it. I need to stop just watching other people do what I do and do it. And you are getting Lizard Spirit. Dream the world into being. The protection message, number 38. Have you been allowing your imagination to run amok and dream up a nightmare that seems to have come true? Fear not, for whatever dreaming you did in the past can change today as you dream anew. Wake up from the perception that everything is wrong. Lizard Spirit asks you to open your eyes and consciously dream a better dream. What would it look like to already have what you desire and be the one you wish to be? How might it feel to work toward co-creating this new dream as a reality in the world of the senses, drawing it out of the world of dreams and building it in the world of form? Trust in your ability to dream anew and honor it today. The other thing that might come out of this card for me is that, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, like, I really believe in my intuition pulling me towards what I want to do. And what I want to do has been read these messages, teach about these topics, and create a school and teach spiritual things like Hogwarts to kids through, college level. That's become something I want to do now so much more than music. So it's also like maybe she's always been a tattoo artist and she's looking back at what she used to do and she needs to end the attachment to what she used to do and let that go and do something new. And holding on to this old concept of what she used to desire, and this can be a person or like my music even, and just embrace that, like, she maybe doesn't want to do that right now. She wants to do something new. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it doesn't mean she's not still a great tattoo artist. It just means she's going to go be great at something else too. So Divine Feminine, that's so interesting because if we go back here to this first position where your block originated, it's not being able to see yourself as this Queen of Pentacles, not knowing what this looks like. And what it's manifesting is that you're receiving this success and abundance, but it's from a different place than you thought, than you were aiming for, right? So very interesting way to look at that. All right, so that was lizard spirit for you, feminine, and now we're getting adjustments are required. See, there's something that needs to shift or change. This is the third quarter moon. I don't know where it is in this book. There we go. Think of yourself as a vessel that has been filled more and more over the past few weeks. Some of what has come your way may have been wonderful, but there is also a lot of negativity, and you need to let go of this. Whatever situation you're asking about now, be honest about whether there are toxic emotions involved, which you need to release into the ethers. This card also comes with the promise that all is not lost. However, there are changes or adjustments required before you will get to where you want to be. The change, of course, is forecast now that 1:11 on the clock. It was 1:11:11 when I looked at the timer. A change, of course, is forecast now that recent events have been understood and acted upon. There may also be a crisis now, which will remind you what you want and what it's time to let go of. So pay attention. Attuned to the moon. I am reevaluating the situation is the energy of this card. The additional meanings include your life may be out of balance, and this may be causing your issues. It may be time to hatch a whole new plan. Something new and exciting is around the corner. Trust may be required to move the situation forwards. At the time of the third quarter moon, we know where we have been, but where are we going? The moon is now a half moon and slipping away from us as she catches less and less light, moving towards her full disappearance at new moon. It's a time of falling away and a time to reevaluate. No matter when you draw this card, the teaching is to release and to trust. And that's this Chariot energy that's in your general energy right now. Release and trust. And then this is your message for this week. I keep my own counsel. This is your affirmation. So divine masculine is I am trustful in my relationships, and you are I keep my own counsel. So you are really trusting yourself more. Maybe you're watching less readings or less frequently, or you're only watching ones that you know help you to trust yourself rather than doubt yourself. You know, some readings will make me doubt myself. Others, I feel, teach me how to trust my own intuition. And so be discerning about that. And then maybe don't talk right now about what your plans are, what you want to do. The same message that came out for the masculine may apply here for you as well. It's like, you know, don't talk about this too soon, because there are those who will reflect back your doubts before you've gone through with this. And then your theme for this week is work, the Three of Pentacles, and you definitely have to do that. This is a time where you have the ability to create this abundance, and you need to work on that new thing that you want to do. Whatever it is, just keep doing it. Maybe you're already doing it and you felt guilty because you were leaving behind something that you used to love to do. That's okay. Just work on anything that is inspiring you, that feels good. And this is about partnership, teamwork, and collaboration. So this is working with others, playing well with others, playing nicely with others. And, you know, maybe to achieve what it is that you desire right now, what's most important is finding your collaborators, finding the people that work with you. And when I say finding, I kind of mean finding out what you would want, like the essence of someone that you would want to work with, writing like a description of them, and then closing your notebook and letting the universe bring that to you. All right, we're at the final cards for this reading to close out the reading. Thanks so much for being here. If you'd like to book a personal reading, click the link below for pearlsprayers.com/member. That's going to show you all the things that are available right now. The spiritual nourishment course is running, and it is self directed. There we go. You can take it anytime. You don't have to take it while it's running right now, but because it's running, you'll be seeing some feedback in the message boards for people that are going through it, etc. So if you're interested in that course, it is 4 weeks of integrating new beliefs about our intuition regarding how we feed ourselves, how we understand what our needs are, understanding the signals from our body as indicating whether we need comfort or security or protection, and how our food cravings can indicate those things, and allowing ourselves to desire and have pleasure and adornment. Very, very powerful meditations. There's card readings in it. There's healing meditations and past life regression meditations, journal prompts. It's really fun. So if you're interested in that, go ahead, check that out. All the information is below. Okay, ready? Oh, interesting. I had a reversal in a deck I don't usually have a reversal in. So this is your problem, divine couple. This Wheel of Fortune card is in reverse. So the door that you are blocked by right now is this divine timing. And I pulled this before, and the problem with it is that it was based on all these other people participating. So your situation is influenced by these outside parties. This is your perception. This is the perception you have. But this perception is just an illusion. There is no one between you and the divine. So you have only to connect to the divine to remove all of your obstacles. And looking at the clock and seeing how other people involved in the situation affect the timeline causes you to see the nightmare that was coming out in the lizard card, right? What would remove this block is the Seven of Wands. This is a card about standing up for yourself against opposing forces. And in this card, he is removing his own block so that he can, it looks like, go deeper within himself, because he's going to open the cave to what was within. So it's like understanding that all those external parties are simply a reflection of something that's deep within you, and you have to open up that door to be able to go within and find that. That's beautiful. So stand your ground against your behaviors that are causing these external parties to be involved, because you're like, oh, I can't do anything because the external parties, and the universe is like, no, the external parties exist because you're not fighting off against these beliefs within yourself that are perpetuating these extra parties that are involved. Turtle spirit, slow and steady wins the race. Our favorite fucking card. I actually don't care anymore how long shit takes. Like, what difference does it make? I have a cool life whether it happens or not at this point. So I'm just like, okay, whatever, slow and steady. Turtle spirit arrives to remind you that when you do what you need to do, putting one foot in front of the other and trusting that you will see your intentions manifest in perfect timing, your prosperity and love will grow exponentially. Now is not the time to rush around trying to force matters. Move slowly, perhaps even so slowly that it almost feels as if you are not moving at all. This may be time to crawl before walking, taking your time to align to Turtle Spirit's place as you contemplate this road you are on, doing what you need to do in this small moment that will soon pass. Turtle Spirit reminds you that sometimes the best action is to slow right down. So if it feels as if you are not doing enough, know that simply being aware of what is happening right now may be an important step toward determining whether you need to pivot or simply keep putting one foot in front of the other. True love and true success comes with patience, says Turtle Spirit. Focus on the now, and the next step will be clear. See, if I tried to think about how to find the castle that I need to build Hogwarts in, I would be very defeated. But I don't need to figure out how to get a castle. all I really need to do is what I'm doing, teaching my spiritual nourishment course and teaching this information every day and working with others and finding other teachers who want to work with me and join in my dream. Um, and I just need to sit back right now and do the things I know create success. Excuse me. And focus on the now. And then the next step that I need will be clear. So both of you need to do that. Oh, guys, what do you need to release? The waning moon. The waning moon points to what's falling away. Life goes in cycles, and sometimes we need downtime or to let go. No matter when in the moon cycle you pulled this card, it is a sign that a situation has peaked, for better or worse, and it's time for you to go easier. It's the autumn and winter of the cycle. So what do you need to release? Almost certainly something from the situation you're asking about. This card can be very positive, but it can still be gently suggesting that you let something go and stop trying so hard. And to attune to the moon, you can say to yourself, it's safe to let go and move on. Move forward with as little resistance as possible. This is not the time to start new projects. Releasing emotional baggage is recommended now. Say sorry to someone. Do energetic work such as meditation or yoga. Soon you will see what lies ahead. At the time of the waning cycle, take a moment to look up in the skies every night. You will see the moon growing smaller and smaller as she moves from full to new again. It's the time when things are falling away. It's certainly not the time to cling on to anyone or anything. Drawing this card suggests your situation is in its autumn and winter phase. So hunker down and start the regeneration process. And if that makes you sad and frustrated, I'm sorry. I I know how that feels to watch a reading and really feel this need for the reading to tell you that what you want is here and it's going to make you so happy. And a lot of the TikTok readings probably do tell you that. And the thing is, that is true, but you can't see it because you don't understand that you being authentic and real and whole is what you want. And standing your ground against any energy that doesn't align with you is what you want to do. And it feels like it's not. It feels like what you want to do is to have the material manifestation of your dreams. But really, what you want to do is constantly assert your worthiness to have them. So when we enter into these periods of separation, where we have things to release and we have things to work on, you can resist that and feel frustrated and upset and cry because it's still not over. And that's okay. That's okay. You can do that. It's a valid feeling. When you start to get sick of that feeling, remember the messages you got today, which were very uplifting because for the feminine, in the present moment, this block, this karmic block that she has, the block of this karmic relationship or whatever it is, this is teaching her how to be successful, how to aim high and see like the potential for her to have everything she's ever wanted and give it to herself. So that's amazing. And it might feel like it's not because you've lost something to understand it, but it's really good. And the masculine might not want to face the healing that he has to do because he's afraid of how long it will take or of potentially not being successful. But if divine masculine can embrace the mirror, then he can understand that if the feminine has experienced this by releasing him, because he couldn't heal himself, then whoever he's holding on to, when he releases that and actually heals his wounds, this is going to be what he's experiencing in the current moment, a match to the feminine. This is very significant to me. This is your mantra, the two of you. I respect the property of others. So if you're interested in someone who is attached to someone, detach from them because they belong to another by their choice. They have chosen to be the possession of another partnership. So respect that. And respect yourself, your own body, as your own property. Because as you're respecting your own body, then that shall be mirrored back to you. And in case you didn't think that you needed to stand your ground against your opposing forces within you, here's your theme for the week. Stand your ground against the opposing forces within you. Which is very interesting because this was holding on to this desire was destabilizing your union. So this third party energy or this desire for something other than this union itself was destabilizing. In this image, look at what the Ace of Wands has become. It's now burning hot on fire, right? There's fire here too, but the fire is actually coming, excuse me, more from the burning Four of Wands here that has been ruined by somebody's selfish desire. In this case, this is like holding on to this flame, this passion against opposing opinions, because this is the Six of Wands is here behind this. This is other people's ideas or conceptions. It doesn't matter what other people's ideas or conceptions are, or their wants or needs or anything. All that really matters is that you are fulfilling the desires that are inspired by the divine, the things that are burning within you, rather than allowing yourself to hold on to something else that you don't feel passion for, while the thing you do feel passionate for is destroyed. Hold on to the thing you feel passionate for and allow the opinions and ideas of others to burn away. It's a beautiful lesson. All right, let's close out with our going general on some thoughts or ideas that are really bugging us and keeping us stuck right now. And this is how to quickly move energy. If you're worried about how long something is going to take, you can quickly move through the energy by really doing the work in this part of the reading. So I definitely recommend, if you don't want to watch the whole 2-hour readings, which I don't blame you, it's a huge time commitment. You can always, because I'm going to keep doing these, you can scroll to the end for when I do these cards. This to me is some of the most powerful stuff that I get. So what is bothering the divine feminine and masculine? It is stuck in their head and they can't stop thinking about it. And what will help them no longer be in that energy? And how can they go general to accomplish that? How can they go general to accomplish that? Okay. We'll start with the masculine energy. Masculine energy. He's constantly thinking about self-indulgence, focus on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, and self-appreciation. And it's the feminine here who I'm seeing in the card. And he's constantly focused on how she is, focused on herself, that she's healing, she's doing this shadow work and appreciating herself. And again, remember, the feminine is elevating herself. He's focused on this feminine getting better and moving on from him. And he's like, I don't know what to do. She's just gonna be in this Nine of Pentacles energy. She's gonna do all these things, and I don't want her to go. In the meantime, I'm self-indulgent. And rather than working on my shadow work, I'm indulging myself in not doing that. And so I don't like this. Okay. What will help this masculine is the runner. Runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, and listening to the ego. Not running away. Not running away because he fears that the feminine is this elevated, healed individual who has worked on herself. And also, I think fearing that this person, as she heals and really, refines herself, that she will run away. So letting go of this fear that the more intimate you become, the more likely she is to abandon you. But you can't think about that because that's going to keep you thinking about it. So rather than try to unthink that thought, I want you to go general about issues with time. This is the clock. Need time, takes time, in time, cycles time to heal, and progress. I want you to think about a time in your life when there was a really big project that you had, a massive project, and in your mind you were creating it. You were just blowing it up. You were making it seem like it was just going to be this huge, time-consuming thing. It was going to take way longer than you actually had to do it. And so because of that, you kept procrastinating it and procrastinating it and procrastinating it. And then it got to the night before and you were like, fuck, I have to get this done by tomorrow, because if I don't, I'm going to fail. It's going to be late. It's not going to work out. I'm not going to get this money. I'm going to piss people off. I'm going to, whatever. And what had seemed so impossible a month ago when you first got the assignment or the project or whatever, now it seems impossible because it's this huge beast. It was a beast a month ago, and now it's the beast that's going to consume you before you wake up tomorrow. And you're going to have to pull an all-nighter. And you go and you get, coffee or Coca-Cola or whatever the fuck, or Coke or whatever the fuck. You get whatever you need, Adderall. Come on, you got to work all night. And you get all your shit together. You get it all around you, and you dig into it. And at first, it's really hard. At first, it's so hard. You're staring at the blank page. Your head is hurting. You just want to go to sleep. You're starting to argue with yourself. You're like, look, I'm not even going to fucking get this done. It's not even going to happen. I might as well just fucking go to sleep. I might as well just go watch a show and eat something, because this is so pointless. I can't even do it. And then there was something in you, just something in you, that was not willing to accept defeat in this matter. You're like, no, I have to do this. I don't care if I have to cry the whole night to do it. It's going to get done. And you rolled up your sleeves and you start typing, or you start, playing different chords to write the song, or you start whatever. And it suddenly goes into a flow. And the thing is, now you're not such a perfectionist anymore. You don't have time. So you're like, well, fuck, okay, this has got to be good enough. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do that and do the other thing. In the end, you turn it in, you show up, you do the performance, whatever it was. And you know what? It wasn't bad at all. In fact, it was great. In fact, it might be better, because what you were being so precious about really had nothing to do with, trying to get the assignment to be perfect. It was trying to prevent yourself from being successful at this, because you feared that you wouldn't be able to do a good job. And in the end, you did a fine job and you got a perfectly reasonable grade, or maybe even a good one, maybe even the best one that you have ever gotten, because you stopped holding yourself back and just went all in. So that is how you are going to shift. If you think about that and not about a person during a meditation today, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Total meditation, 30 seconds thinking about what I just said. But you have to feel what I just said. Feel the tension. Feel the like, oh God, I gotta do this fucking project tomorrow. And then you're just like, oh, I don't want to do it. And then you just fucking do it. And you're just like, okay, it's not that bad. It's kind of fun, actually. I actually do like this. I don't know why. I don't know why I do that, right? I want you to go through those feelings. All right, Divine Feminine, it's your turn. What can't you stop thinking about, Divine Feminine? The Axe. Breakup, separation, stopping the pattern, silent treatment, and abandonment. You either don't want to end something, or you keep thinking about somebody that's not talking to you a lot, or you're like, I don't want to think about the separation. I don't want to think about the breakup. I don't want to focus on, I'm giving silent treatment. I don't want to be abandoned. I'm sorry I abandoned somebody. I feel bad for hurting somebody. I feel bad for breaking up. Okay. That's what's going on for you. Also, is separation ever going to end? Is this ever going to be over? What will help you is to have faith that love is coming, surprise invitation or meeting. So I don't want you to go and think like, oh, I don't have to worry. Separation isn't going to end because love is coming. Because if you're trying to think of this, you're just going to keep thinking about it. So I don't want you to unthink these thoughts. I simply want you to realize that the solution to fearing that you'll always be in separation or that you hurt someone beyond repair is that they're coming. So you can feel better about that. But rather than try to think about how that's going to happen, I want you to go general about this card, the Grim Reaper. The relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. Didn't I fucking tell you that I felt like this card was about second chances? So I want you to think about a time when someone gave you a second chance in something. It would be great if it wasn't relationship related. It would be great if it was like, maybe friendship. Like maybe you met somebody before and you didn't like them at first, and they did something that was like, I don't know. And then you saw them again. It's 10:55 on the clock. You saw them again. You were like thrown into a situation with them, and you're like, well, I'm just gonna make the best of this. Like, I have to see this person anyway, so I'll just give them a second chance. Like, they're not going anywhere. Every time maybe it's like an in-law or something, or just a family member that's like, you're gonna keep coming back, and you have like a falling out with them. Maybe you fight over Trump, and you just like, God, I said some, like, I shouldn't have gone there. I don't know if they're gonna give me a second chance. Like, I don't know if we're gonna recover from that. And then you see them again, and it's okay. Like, it's fine. They do. Or just times when you've been forgiven, or when you've forgiven someone else. Anything like that. Any time in your life that you've given someone a second chance or been given a second chance yourself. Because if you believe in that, or if you're worried that a relationship is over, just think about times when you thought something was over. You were never going to get to do it again. Like, I ruined that opportunity, but it still worked out. All right. The last card, the thing to look out for is Hand of Cards, taking a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand, and gambling. So the risk here is that the masculine won't believe that he can have a second chance. The feminine won't believe that she should take the chance. So those are the things that you have to let go of and release. All right. Take care, you crazy kids. I'll see you tomorrow if you're a member, which is to become a member is just $3.33 over at pearlsprayers.com. The link is below in the description box. But for members only, I will be doing the Tell Me Everything spread. That is where I answer how masculine and feminine feel about the connection, what they're sorry for, what they're hiding. That's always a fun one. What they want, what they hope for, what they promise. And I do a healing for them. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check that out on the members only section of pearlsprayers.com. Also, anyone who purchases the course has access to pearlsprayers.com for the year. So you will automatically be able to watch all of those Tell Me Everything spreads and have access to other members only perks. Thank you so much for being here today. I shall see you tomorrow if you're a member, and Friday on YouTube for Release and Rebuild instead if you are not. And then, of course, on TikTok. I did miss my TikTok readings on Monday. I had too many readings, like actual readings, and I just couldn't do them. So I apologize for that. But normally I am on TikTok 6 days a week, and I will be back a bit later today once I rest my voice for a little bit. Thank you so much, everybody. I love you all. Thanks for your support. Thanks for clicking support, sending me a deck, all those nice things that everybody does. I haven't got any new decks lately, and I would love a new one. If you want to light up my life, I am looking for new imagery. So that's a really great way to support me. Thanks so much and have a great day.